nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome to the High School and the lacrosse state championship. I will be your sideline reporter tonight. First game today is number 5 Guerin Cathedral live school in the lacrosse state championship games. Lots of games for you. We have the first semifinal number 1, semifinal number 2 at 6:30. Let's get started on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
And then there were 4. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Brebeuf Jesuit High School for the 2019 IHSLA Final Four. Alongside everyone here at Indiana SRN, I'm Jonathan Mathis, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have you alongside with us. Cathedral, Carmel, Hamilton Southeastern, Guerin Catholic, all located north and leaning east of Indianapolis, all within a 33-mile loop of each other, all 2 wins away from a state title. Cathedral and Carmel have been here before, many times, frequently against each other. 8 titles are shared between the 2 powerhouses, but neither is the reigning champion. That honor belongs to Hamilton Southeastern, who is back to defend their crown. Guerin Catholic is the newcomer, making their first appearance as a semifinalist. Among these 4 teams, a champion will rise. In just a few hours, 2 will stand. Then tomorrow, just 1. And to help us on this journey, along with us for this path to glory, is our analyst and 2001 championship coach, Byron Stankus. Byron, welcome back to the state championships.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me here. Appreciate it, and I really enjoy coming to watch these games. As my wife always says, it's nice to put a microphone in front of me because I was going to sit and talk about the game anyway. So thanks for having me.
Well, excellent. Their first matchup, Cathedral and Guerin. We have Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel next. But if we look at this one, both teams have played each other. It went very well for Cathedral last time. Stuart Gomez was particularly impassable in the goal, saving 2/3 of his shots. This is a interesting matchup, bringing them back together, but a little bit different stage for these 2 teams.
A little bit different stage. I was talking earlier today with Kyle Mates, the assistant coach and the offensive coordinator for Cathedral, and he pointed out that that game earlier in the season was actually one of their best games of the year offensively, and they felt really good about that. And so now that Guerin has had some time to develop their defense and really have a good game plan coming into this, they feel like that this is going to be a much closer game than the earlier matchup was.
Looking at Cathedral, the number 1 seed, they have been strong all season, just losing 2 games, and those were all in late March. So since April, they've been undefeated.
And those were out-of-state games as well. So they're undefeated in-state.
And Coach Andy Gruber for Cathedral, who's been here before, 4-time champion on this 4-time championship team, he said the keys to victory: win face-off, make saves, and offensive efficiency. And if you're looking for a team that can do all 3 of those facets, it would be the Fighting Irish of Cathedral.
Yeah, the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, they're loaded. They don't really have a weakness. They are good in the goal. They are good defensively. They have depth at midfield, and they have a multitude of people that they can run an offense through attack. So they've got it. They've got it all going on. So that's really impressive. But for me, I think the key player for them is at the face-off X and Sam Bedich. Get winning possessions. They can play make it, take it lacrosse if they have to. So that's going to be a huge thing to overcome for the Guerin Golden Eagles.
Talking with Coach Andy Gruber and with Coach Charlie Berry of Guerin Catholic, it sounded almost mirror images. They're both weary of the defense for both teams, and they're both expecting possession-based, although the offense for Guerin is a little bit slower tempo than Cathedral.
Yeah, Guerin would really like to keep it a low-scoring game. They're always defensively strong. Charlie's an excellent defensive coach and always comes up with really strong defenses and can come up with a really sophisticated defense as well. But I think he's going to want to play these guys one-on-one and challenge them. But what they want to do is actually control the pace of the game and keep it slow.
We see the starters for Guerin Catholic. Right there on the bottom line, Joe Heck, All-American, All-State defender. A.J. Miller is going to be playing collegiately here in Indiana. Simon Paris, the defensive midfielder, he was honorable mention All-State. You just have a strong, triumphant around Nick Simzak at goal.
Yeah, they do. And Thomas Berger, the other third close defenseman there, is a young kid who's really stepped up into a role there. But for them to win there, they're going to have an outstanding game from Nick Simzak. That's going to be the key to them. If he's going to have to come up with some unbelievable saves to make this go.
Offensively for Guerin, Christopher Schaefer is an interesting weapon, leads the team in points, but he serves as a quarterback role for them. He's got a ton of assists, 42, the second highest of any player in this Final Four.
Yeah, he's a great facilitator, but he can score as well. So if you just leave him alone, he'll pick you apart. But if you try to pressure him or double team him, he'll find the open guy as well. So, and if you leave him alone, he'll score. And his complement there, and Kyle Wilson, is also a threat to be wary of.
I think before we pause away for the anthem break, The Culver quarterfinal, that was a big proving ground for Guerin Catholic. Never been in the Final Four before, never got to this stage. And to go through the historical powerhouse in Indiana lacrosse in Culver and doing so in overtime fashion, got to fill the Golden Eagles with confidence, you would think.
Absolutely. And the game-winning goal there has got to go out to Griffin Euler. He scored that game winner in overtime to send them here. So big kudos to him. And I expect a big game from him as well because he can play offense and defense for them.
Folks, we have Goldilocks weather. This is your little weather update. This afternoon, this early evening, mostly sunny, upper 70s, and it'll be getting a little cooler and more comfortable as the evening progresses. The wind is slight, 3 miles an hour, straight out of the west. And the best news, folks, no chance for rain. None. We might have some tomorrow, but we're not going to have weather be a factor for either of these games today. You can't have a better stage to be played for a semifinal with an opportunity to win state title.
No, absolutely. And especially after a season where it's been so long, so cold, and so wet. So it's really good to have a great day, nice, warm, languid air. I think we're going to see a really good game here.
So our first game of the evening, the number 1 seeded Cathedral Fighting Irish, 18-2. They beat Evansville Memorial 20-4 in the first round of the playoffs, and Crown Point 15-8 in the second round. And number 5 seeded Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles at 11-5. They took down Castle 11-5 in the first round, and as we said, Culver in overtime 9-8. But folks, we're going to step away for the anthem break. You're watching the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinal on Indiana SRN. Stay tuned for Cathedral and Guerin Catholic next.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Welcome back, everyone. Cathedral Guerin Catholic semifinal number 1 here on Indiana SRN, home, the exclusive home of the IHSLA semifinals. And you see one of our opponents. That is the number 1 seeded Cathedral Fighting Irish in their gold, gleaming gold helmets. Guerin Catholic is in purple. And we're going to look really quickly at the starting lineup for for Cathedral. We already saw Guerin Catholic. But a key attribute for the offense for Cathedral, Byron Stankus, is that attack in midfield. They are versatile, they interchange, and they are dangerous.
They absolutely are dangerous, especially with their leading scorer, Jack Needlinger. Jack Needlinger coming over from a transfer from Carmel. So it's a big deal for him to come over here and then work in there. And talking with Andy Gruber, we realized that he's got a lot of attackmen that he brings in at midfield that will invert. And so you're going to get a lot of guys that are going to play offense from the attacks position and come in as midfielders. They like to switch up and down and back and forth, and whoever's left where they are is where they get. So they get a lot of scoring. The other thing interesting about their scoring is they actually have 11 players in double digits for scoring, which is a phenomenal amount of players that can do it, and that goes all the way down to their defensive midfield.
And they have 6 of them with 20 or more. not only double figures, but they spread it out and are dangerous everywhere. And we're getting ready for the face-off. To begin this semifinal, Cathedral has been here before. Sam Bedich, number 23 in gold in the face-off circle. He'll be facing off against Zach Sutton from Guerin Catholic. Sutton face-off percentage 55%, which is pretty good. Bedich, however, 73, one of the best in the state. And we're underway and it's under control of Cathedral as Sam Bedich across the midfield line, swatted behind by Sutton, will attack on the ground, a bouncer that goes wide and out of play. And just like that, we see Cathedral pushing the tempo right from the very beginning, Byron.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see. Sam Bedich actually can go down and score. He has 15 points on the season himself, and they in fact have 37 points out of their defensive midfielder number 5, Krowelski. So
we see,
safe.
The second shot of the game, that was number 7, Tanner Dunwoody, and the save made by Nick Simzak. And now it'll be Guerin Catholic's turn, the Golden Eagles, first time ever on this stage, as they will see how they react. Cathedral, as we were saying before, they are not new to this. Several players on their team with 2 championship rings already, but this is their first, a lot of them, this is their first opportunity to try to get a ring to their own where they're on the field for it. A lot of guys had to wait, a lot of depth for Cathedral, as we see Guerin beginning their slow, steady approach, trying to be very patient, no shot clock here in Indiana High School lacrosse. Working it behind the cage, Isaac Ross, number 4.
This is a good offensive set for Guerin here. They're gonna take their time. They're gonna kind of feel out what the defense is doing. But I think what's really important there was Simzak made that first save and gained them that possession. That's going to be a confidence that's going to go a long way for them while their offense takes over here.
And that's the key for victory for Guerin Catholic is their defense. They need the defense to be very strong today. As we see Christopher Schaefer, the quarterback of the team, head coach Charlie Berry says he has a very high IQ. He knows when to pass it. He knows when to attack. He's the leader, offensive leader on this team. Euler, one of the high point scorers, and this shot bounced wide. The chase down the line, and it will stay with Guerin Catholic as beating everybody. It was Luca Bell.
Yeah, you were talking about Chris Schaefer. His dad is one of the assistant coaches who also played Division I lacrosse at Butler. So that IQ comes through genes as well. So I think that's good to watch.
Schaefer, 42 assists, 24 goals, 66 points if you add that all up. That's what you get, and here it is, the deliberate pace. This is something that head coach Andy Gruber of Cathedral was looking out for, is how to handle these slow paces, as Euler has to handle this one with a one-handed cradle, pressured wide by an excellent defensive midfielder, Noah Gruber. He's a senior. He plays soccer. He wears 13 on the soccer team as well as the lacrosse. And now Euler is in trouble, and coming up with it is Gruber, but
with a loose ball push. So it's going to stay.
Helps.
Yeah, it's going to stay. It was a really great stick check there. He got his stick in there and get a little lift check to get that ball loose, but then was a little aggressive, tried to pick it up by pushing him in the back.
So it will be Euler for the Golden Eagles. We were talking earlier this week in preparation for this, or even before the quarterfinals were finished, how Guerin Catholic, they have the talent, they have the moxie. They just have to be able to stick with Cathedral. As Schaefer looks on that far side, the defense slides well and pressures well. Now it goes back to Abel, up top to number 10, Garrett Wiles. He's being shadowed by an excellent defender, Richie Krolewski, the short stick.
Yeah, Krolewski will play both ways too. So if he gets a loose ball, he'll turn around and run it the other way.
Abel wanting none of it.
You're going to see there's some impatience here. Look at the defensive pressure out there.
And here's an opportunity. Bellflower looking for a window, but will throw it away. And an opportunity lost for Guerin Catholic, and will go to Cathedral. And you can't afford those, Byron.
You can't, but they were able to burn several minutes off the clock. So, half a point maybe for that.
Yeah, we'll consult the statisticians for that one. It'll be Krolewski. Up to Matthew Denon, 2-time All-State player, wears number 22 for Cathedral. Behind the cage go the Irish, and now around to a very dangerous player, Jack Needlinger, the transfer from Carmel, who scored the game winner against Carmel earlier this year. A little bit of just desserts, we would say.
Yeah, you're going to see Cathedral be patient early. They want to see what defense and how their defensive slide package is going to be from Guerin, because Guerin is going to be real smart defensively. And I think they're going to take their time and figure this out and then make their adjustments.
And here comes a gamble that doesn't work out for Guerin, but Cathedral, a little hasty, throws it away, and another turnover. So one apiece for both of these teams here in the early going as they're trying to fill each other out here in the first game of our semifinal action here in Indiana SRN.
I think it's a little playoff jitters there. That's 2 unforced errors. Both situations, guy beat their guy, looked for the open guy, and just didn't make it there. I think the game will clean up as they get comfortable here.
0-0. 7 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Guerin Catholic, Cathedral.
There you go. They were just daring Euler they were daring Simzak to run across the field, and they did not. So it looks like we've got a timeout on the field. I think that's going to be a possession timeout where Guerin's going to try and keep the 20-second clock from violating their clear, and they're going to use this to keep possession.
So timeout on the field. This will let us give an opportunity to reflect on it does look like that both teams are just trying to fill each other out here.
Absolutely. It's a bit like a heavyweight fight, where you're just kind of throw slow jabs, kind of see where it is. I think the Cathedral is trying to figure out where the defense is going to set for Guerin, and I think in Guerin's case, they're trying to figure how far out they can pull the Irish defense so that they can get behind it.
And it looks like so far we've seen the defense as a whole for both teams have looked to be ready for this matchup. We've seen a couple gambles as we're going to go gamble for ourselves down Keith Myers, who is with
Matt
IHSLA President Matt McEnroe.
Back, guys, and I tell you what, Matt is the president of the association.
Yeah, it is a great turnout. We've lucked out on the west. Got here in a nice little battle here in the first quarter.
Should be a great weekend. You got games tomorrow. The girls are playing as well. Just a whole big weekend of lacrosse, and we're really glad that we're part of it.
Yeah, do a lot of good things. Starting off with our east-west clock. 2 o'clock, they'll start their practice. Halftime of that east-west showcase to kind of recognize all of the great we have here in the IHSLA. And then 6 o'clock, the championship.
We really appreciate being part of it. Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keith, as we have John Bellflower, a junior on this team, and hands it back off. And now Guerin begins their steady approach, just looking to wear down Cathedral and working that clock. And there's 6 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. Nothing to score.
Cathedral's really going to want to dare them to beat them one-on-one. They're not going to send a lot of help early. They're going to push out defensively, and they're going to make the Golden Eagles try and beat them one-on-one. Cathedral thinks their guys are better individually, and they're going to probably test that as often as possible.
Euler was able to slip around Bilbrey, and he fired this pass into the back of the cage, trying to go right out in front of it to no avail. And here come the Irish.
As Stifler gets the ball and headbands it upfield, turnover.
And now Guerin with another opportunity. Isaac Ross, number 4 in purple, working on the far side of the field. Now we'll circle it back out. Feeding it to Bellflower. And up top to Garrett Wiles. The task today for this game is for Cathedral to be patient. As Andy Gruber told us, something that Cathedral has been trying to do is build a culture of being an underdog, something similar to what the New England Patriots do, where you're always a mismatch. And one of the stories they told us was that they don't have the all-American defensive unit. They don't have the goalie who saved 16 earlier in this tournament. They're the real underdogs, which is unbelievable to most, as we see Bellflower in some trouble and pushed wide by Will Ahern of Cathedral.
That just shows you how good the short stick defender of Will Ahern is. I mean, that's he and Krolewski are excellent short stick, so they've got a lot of guys to go from.
Schaefer, good find. Bellflower, goal! 1-0 Guerin Catholic. And that's the tricky part when Schaefer is able to get any window. He's able to set up his players, and John Bellflower the beneficiary, Byron.
Yeah, I mean, John Bellflower, that was a broken play here. I mean, the ball kind of bounced around a little bit and then was able to pick it up. The defense swarmed to that loose ball and then was able to find an open guy on the backside, and Bellflower put it home. That's got to be a huge, huge boost for the Golden Eagles.
And this plays into Guerin's intent, is to be able to have those advantages, be able to get an early lead, and then you can really work the clock, and they've done so. 1-0 Guerin Catholic, and we go back to the face-off X, Zach Sutton and Sam Bedich. Had the win on the first one.
Yeah, Sutton really just wants to make it a 50-50 ball if he can. He doesn't want to let him win anything clean here. And if they can win this here, that'll be a huge gain for them as Bedich wins it clean.
And he's a double team, splits it, works right up the middle. Pestering him was number 21, Simon Paris, who's an excellent player in his own right. Honorable mention, All-State. One of the leaders on this Guerin Catholic team.
You got both of these teams have really good short stick defenders, which is something that you don't see on every team. They're willing to put their short stick defenders against even the best players and not be concerned about it or switch off. So you don't have to have a long pole on you to have a really good defender all over you in this game.
Now it's John Petruzzi looking over to the wing, working it behind the cage. Cathedral now needing to respond. A bit of a mano-a-mano. Christopher White, frequent goal scorer, pushes this shot wide, and it will be Cathedral ball.
Simzak, another save there. That's great. And you're going to also notice here, Cathedral likes to spread the field out and have what we call an open set. They're not going to camp guys in the crease, and they're really going to look to either pass it around the perimeter, have a lot of picks and passes, or they're going to just try and dodge their guy clean right here.
Here is Matthew Denon. Frequent point scorer. He leads Cathedral in goals and points in this postseason. He takes a shot and he scores! Tying it at 1, Matthew Denon by himself.
Matt Denon, strong left-hander there. He able to work down the edge of the box there, and then just come in with a hard left-hand drive. So that's exactly what Denon wants to be doing there, and that's a good time to get it. He was MVP of the tournament his freshman year 2 years ago when they won the championship. So 4 goals as a freshman in the championship game is a pretty big deal. So we know he's a big-time player.
Let's get ready for another face-off. 2-for-2 is Sam Bedich. For Cathedral, you are watching the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinal here in Indiana SRN. And this first quarter is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners. 317-773-7200 as Bedich falls down, but a foul committed.
Yeah, loose ball push. He fell. The referee seemed to think that he was coaxed to the ground. So
ushered. He was ushered down, as Jack Needlinger has it. By the way, LoganStreetSigns.com is where you can go if you don't want to call, which... If you're a millennial, then you don't.
Yeah.
Will Ahern retreats back to midfield. And I thought was interesting, Byron, is how quickly Cathedral struck after that first goal was allowed. They didn't wait very long to get the equalizer, 1-1.
They wanted to find the matchup that they wanted. That's exactly what they're doing. You'll also notice that right now they have Ahern on the field along with Kralewski and Bedich. I mean, they literally have their defensive midfield and their face-off guy running offense for them right now.
A little opportunity missed as the pass from Bedich could not find Jack Needlinger. But he's able to retrieve it and turn it over promptly.
So that's a third turnover there for the Irish as they try to clear the ball here for the Eagles.
And this could be an adventure. That is an aggressive offense, very versatile. They play attack and midfield, and it serves them well in this spot so far. And Guerin is running out of time to get it across midfield. They're just going to heave it, and almost picked off, and now it will go under control for Cathedral.
Got a turnover there. I think they called a loose ball push while that was bouncing around, but they're going to award that ball to Cathedral.
So Gruber will retreat. Got the offensive personnel on the field for the Fighting Irish in gold. Appropriately, Matthew Denon scored the first goal, his 9th of this tournament. He's got 4 in each of the 2 previous games. He is now his 10th point in the IHSLA playoffs. And here he is working with it. Number 22, underhand, Simzak saves it. And Simzak has been sharp so far.
He's been
That's his third save.
Yeah, he's been excellent so far, and he's really looking that shot in, except the one that got by earlier. But I also noticed that the Irish got Chris White on the field, so they're going deep into their second midfield line already, as well as having D-middies go out there and play some offense. So they're definitely using their depth to their advantage.
Here's Euler pressured by Denon. An excellent player again, Denon and Euler. And here's our first flag of the game.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be a hold on Denon. So, yeah, officially that's a 30-second hold. Matt Denon not known for his defensive prowess, so he tried to fight the roll back there and held it with the stick.
So the 2-time All-State player, first team this year, second team last year, will go off to the side. And here's a great opportunity for Guerin Catholic with 2:30 2:12 left in this first quarter. They have 30-second man-up situation, and these are the situations when you're playing against the number 1 team and the heavily favored Fighting Irish, where you need to capitalize.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of situation they want. They want to slow it down. They're probably going to want to burn 20, 25 seconds off before they even take a shot. They want to...
Euler fires, never mind, but misses wide, and it'll be Guerin ball. As getting there is Bellflower and Schaefer. Schaefer will pick it up.
They really like to look at the crease here on their extra man. So
this one doinked off the stick of Noah Gruber, and a turnover in favor of Cathedral.
that was an excellent play. He just stuck his stick out in the lane there to get it as Gomez takes it up the field.
Stuart Gomez, a short stick all-state player. Last season shows off the wheels. Denon fires and pushed high and wide by Simzak.
Boy, so Denon also plays attack, so he subs in as an attackman here, and now we've got another flag on the field.
Let's see what this one. Potentially offsides?
Yeah,
Likely
it
offsides.
looks like a...
Nope.
No, it looks like an illegal procedure call, technical foul, and it's going to be against... It's going to be against Guerin.
Too many men on the field.
Too many men on the field, so there was not clean substitutions behind the play. And that's a credit there to the refereeing there. That was Ed Seaferman making that call. He was the single-side official. Was able to watch that go on. He's out there with Jonathan Ferris and Terry Nichter. Terry Nichter, former player at Bishop Lures out of Fort Wayne.
Look at him giving back to the youth of Indiana.
Yeah, you got to like that. Absolutely. So here's the extra man opportunity for the Catholic Irish. Excuse me. They're all Catholic out there, aren't they?
Most of them. The Cathedral Fighting Irish, Needlinger. Works it towards the wing. Shot.
Ooh.
Just wide by Kroluski. And he's dangerous. He's got 22 goals on the season. He is a first-team All-State player. A lot of them for Cathedral. They've had 8 All-State players, including first, second, and honorable mention.
But he's on their extra man offense there, Kroluski. And
Needlinger! Another save by Simzak. He is standing on his head here. This is 5th of this first quarter for Guerin Catholic, keeping the Golden Eagles very much in this game. 1-1 the score. We're at 60 seconds to go. Just across midfield, getting it up to Ethan Sutton, the brother of Zach Sutton, the Fogo for Guerin Catholic. And now it is Isaac Ross. Ross with 14 goals and another whistle. And we're going towards Cathedral.
I'm wondering why that flag went down, because it looks like a technical foul. It was just a turnover, so I think that was a delayed. It wasn't a delayed penalty. I think it was an illegal procedure call.
48 7/10 seconds left in this first quarter. An interesting first quarter, very evenly played by both teams. The game plan working for Guerin Catholic, or just what they want. And even then, Cathedral still able to get that goal. That seems to be inevitable as Needlinger works it around the back. Denon up to Dunwoody.
This Dunwoody's like a bowling ball coming through the middle, that guy.
And this one loose and dribbles away with 24 seconds to go.
Yeah, number 7, Dunwoody. He was a transfer out of Westfield. He was an attackman there. They made him a midfield here. When he gets ahead of his team, he is hard to stop. But backed up shot there by Guerin. So they're going to get the ball and then unfortunately throw it away.
And now with 13 seconds to work, across the midfield line is Carrico. Lucas Carrico worked a long time for his opportunity, and his shot's wide. And trying to beat him to the loose ball was Simzak.
Yeah, Simzak really good backup on that. So in the game of lacrosse, when it's considered a shot, the player closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds is awarded that ball. So that's a good hustle by the goalie there.
Here's Euler just looking to kill time, and they do so. And just like that, just in a flash, Byron, end of 1. Guerin Catholic 1, Cathedral 1. Here on Indiana SRN, home for the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinal.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back, everyone. Indiana SRN, your home for the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinal. 1-1 the score as we get ready for the McIntyre Imaging second quarter. We take pictures of everything. McIntyre Imaging 317-997-9570. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Byron Stankus is to my right. Cast of a half dozen here as we get ready for the opening face-off of this second quarter. Let's get a little quick stat update. Byron Stankus, what did we see in that first quarter?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing is Guerin's got 5 saves. Simzak needed to have a big game. So far, he's had 5 saves on the 9 shots that Cathedral has taken. And a little sloppy early jitters. We got 10 turnovers between him. So 6 for Guerin, 4 for Cathedral. I think that'll clean up as we see this shot go.
And another save by Simzak on the rebound. Cathedral possesses it. Matthew Denon fires, and another save by Simzak.
He is having a game.
He entered this game as the leader among any of the goalies in this tournament of the teams left, and he has been doing fantastically so far. And we see another flag. I believe it's because Jim Maher stepped over the line, but it's going to be delayed, and now we'll hear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to get an offside call.
Here, Byron, is the replay of that second goal of the game.
Yeah, here's Matt Denon setting up his defender. He just comes hard left-handed and then uses his full body to twist and get that shot. That's one that Simzak is probably not going to score, not going to save. So that's really good play, and they found an opportunity they really wanted right there. So good play by the junior Denon, Matt Denon, whose brother, by the way, also plays at Navy. So good pedigree in that family. He's also first-team All-State as a midfielder. So plenty of accolades to go around over there.
We see Jim Maher genuflecting on the sideline, which means man-up situation for Guerin Catholic. The first one did not go very well for the Golden Eagles. We'll see how the second one does as they work it behind the cage. Kyle Wilson, leading goal scorer on the season for Guerin Catholic, and they work it around to Bellflower.
Yeah, they really want to start moving the ball a little bit quicker. They want to force that defense to move. Right now the defense isn't moving at all.
They haven't really had to. Euler, Bellflower.
They have to step in and test them. There we go.
Underneath, Schaefer. That was where he got his assist earlier. Euler lost track of it. He's able to corral it, but Maher is back on the field. So even strength situation for both of these teams. A shot and a goal for Guerin Catholic. If I'm not mistaken, Luke Abel is able to bury it. That is his 4th of these playoffs.
That's one of the most dangerous situations, right? As soon as that penalty time is over, the defense starts to relax because they think, oh, the penalty's over, we're all even, and somebody lost their man in that situation. So that was an excellent feed and assist right there.
The second assist of the game for Christopher Schaefer. That is his 8th of this tournament.
Yeah, you were talking about how much he can see the field and how much he's a facilitator. That proved exactly what happened because the defense relaxed for a moment once the penalty was released, and they lost track of one guy, and that guy finished it. So good job for Luke Abel.
If you just look at the assists, now Schaefer is the leader among any of these 4 finalists. And obviously has a little bit of head start as Bedich is able to crawl out with the ball, and a flag comes flying in. Delayed penalty. That means it's on Guerin.
Which means they're going to play this out until Guerin gets possession or the ball goes out of bounds.
Stifler able to get it up to Maher, who was the last guy to commit a penalty for Cathedral. Slowing down the pace. Fighting Irish trailing 2-1.
This is an extra possession for it. It looked to me like it's going to be a push. So if they score a goal, this will get wiped out. But if it doesn't, this is a free possession. So they're going to just be smart and take their time here. You think it was a slash? Okay, our statistician, Steve Kinney, thinks it's a slash.
And Maher scores! Game tied 2-2.
Unassisted.
Just like the last one, where when Guerin Catholic scored the first goal, then Cathedral roars right back. Here we go again. Guerin Catholic scores, Cathedral roars right back.
Absolutely. That's just one of those situations where Cathedral, I don't think, sees any panic. They score. They up. We need to step up our game. They find their mismatch and they go. And they are going to call that a slash. So it's a 1-minute slash. So they are going to get a penalty on top of the goal that they just scored. So a huge swing right here.
Very dangerous situation for Guerin Catholic. You see the replay upcoming. Great spot for Cathedral to pile on.
Yeah, just watch as he drives hard left upfield, and then as soon as he gets above goal line extended, he gets Simzak to step off his line and throws it right in behind him. So good one-on-one dodge.
It's an opportunity potentially for Cathedral to pile on with the minute penalty. Serving is Joe Heck, the leader, the captain of Guerin Catholic, as another face-off haphazardly won by Cathedral this time. Needlinger works in front, fires, and saved by Simzak for now.
Oof, that was a great save. He is on fire, and that's what they need right now, especially in a man-down situation. So he's got 3 more this quarter already.
Here across the timeline is Zach Sutton, right up the heart of the field. Isaac Ross checking down, shot, saved by Cathedral. However, it's still loose and blocked away.
And they call a loose ball push, and they're going to award that ball to Cathedral.
What an opportunity that could have been for Guerin. Out of the crease, out of the goal was Gomez, but it comes up fine for the Fighting Irish. Now Cameron Hitchcock is a second-team All-State player for Cathedral. Gets it up to Denon. He scored the first goal of the game and a whistle.
We do have a whistle. Wow, we have that. You know, everyone knows that the East Coast is, more specifically Long Island, is a true barometer of all things lacrosse. Well, some exciting news here for Midwest lacrosse players, and that is the Long Island Express, the premier lacrosse club in the United States, has expanded to the Midwest right here in Indy. So the Midwest Express is going to be fielding boys, youth, and high school teams this fall. So committed to providing top-tier coaching, Midwest Express will employ coaches from top high schools and college programs like Indianapolis University here in the Midwest. So that's big news.
Something to look forward to. Speaking of which, Keith Myers is down on the field.
Hey guys, real quick, Guerin Catholic's real pleased with their start, and they got to be really happy with it. Byron, a real question up to you: the slow, deliberate play of Guerin Catholic, is that confusing Guerin Cathedral a little bit?
I don't know that it's confusing them because they're ready for about anything, but it's definitely playing to the favor of Guerin. The Guerin Eagles want to slow the game down. They don't have the depth of scoring the way Cathedral does, and so the slower the game is and the lower the score, the better it is for the Eagles.
You guys sound really good. Go right back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. Keith Myers working the sideline for us, and working the offensive half of the field is Cathedral right now, keeping it on the box now, but they break out of it. Trying to work that Guerin Catholic defense. All looks even strength to me, Byron.
Yeah, it is even strength, and Cathedral's going to find that mismatch again. They're just going to,
or will they?
Bobble.
Needlinger wasn't able to retrieve the pass for Petruzzi as it rolls over to the sideline. We have a scrum, and it will go to the Golden Eagles in this 2-2 game. 8 minutes, 36 seconds to go. Going over to retrieve it, number 3, Ethan Sutton.
Boy, they're taking their time. It looks also like that they want Simzak to clear the ball, too. So the Irish are going to try to force it up with the short sticks here. So that's what happened, yeah.
Slipping through is Garrett Wiles. Waves off Isaac Ross.
And back to that deliberate offense.
This is the tempo that Guerin wants to play at. It's the tempo that Guerin thrives at. And it's the tempo that Cathedral has been preparing for, expecting. This was exactly, when talking to Andy Gruber, he diagnosed this exact situation. This is what he thought Guerin was going to try to do. And we'll see how the Fighting Irish rally as this shot is saved by Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez has got a couple of good saves under his belt now, and so he's going to start feeling it. I think that's going to give some confidence to the defense to stretch out a little bit more as they clear it.
Carrico up to Denon. Another successful clear for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, when Denon was in 8th grade, I was able to coach him on a club team, and he's a fun kid. He's a fun kid to coach. He's funny. He's kind of a little goofy, but he takes things pretty seriously at the same time. And obviously, you've seen him. He's a little shifty and he's got some great talent.
He had an excellent game earlier this year against Noblesville. 6-goal game, 7-point performance by Matthew Denon. Now John Petruzzi.
Surprised no one there, too, as good as he is.
Back to Denon. Shadowed by Joe Heck, and that's also not a surprise. Sticking one of the best defenders in the state. One of the best defenders is an All-American.
I think you're going to see Dunwoody try to go here.
Here is Dunwoody, number 7 in gold.
When he gets ahead of steam, he's hard to stop.
He dishes it off. Denon looking under to feed. Petruzzi underhand. That shot goes well wide.
I think something that you're going to see is Guerin here's defense is not all over the Cathedral Irish. They are actually playing off a little bit, giving their hands free. And I think that's almost like a man-to-man, but playing almost like a zone. I think that's a good choice for them here.
2:35 or 2:35, 6:35 to go, and here's Euler. He's going to get it across, successfully clearing it for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, we did a quick crease violation. That was where that turnover in the whistle was. So now we'll have that deliberate offense kind of feel out that defense again.
One of the rare times that we have a timeout. What I was going to say is we get to see Nathan Davis for the first time. He's number 8, purple.
There you go. But no, there was a broken stick behind the play on the field. The referees thought that was a hazard, so they blew a quick whistle here. They're going to keep the ball with the Guerin Catholic, and so they will then start the play right where it was. There, I think they're just trying to keep the players safe.
Flower. And there's Nathan Davis. First time we got to see him today. 4 goals on the year, 4 assists. Very evenly distributing his 8 points on the season.
Going to 1.
Now Euler, good matchup here between him and Richie Korlewski. Korlewski's able to hang with him. Back behind Schaefer, 2 assists so far. It looks to add a goal and a save by Gomez.
Wow, big save. That's 3 big saves by Gomez. I thought that Guerin was starting to feel their oats a little bit, and Gomez just really shut them down here the last couple of really good opportunities.
So 5:43 to go. It will be Euler for Guerin Catholic, the leading goal scorer for the Golden Eagles in this playoff. So far, scoreless. Korlewski guarding in the short stick. Euler able to get it behind to Schaefer. Schaefer, this is where he does his best, but he's pushed wide for the moment. Slithers through. Looks for a lane. Gives it back to Euler. Nice defense by Cathedral. This shot well wide.
Yeah, I noticed that the defense here is starting to peel off their guys when they're off ball a little bit. There's a little bit more help coming than there was early. So they're starting to see that the Golden Eagles of Guerin are actually being able to beat their guys. And so there's a little bit more help coming than there was in the first quarter. So that's a good omen there for Guerin.
It is Stifler pressuring Ross, and this shot squibbles away. See, we don't know the shot advantage, but it seems like Artui. Of course we do. 12-9 in favor of Cathedral, but Guerin catching up on him, especially in these last couple possessions. The deliberate pace, but they've been more aggressive this quarter so far, it feels like.
Yeah, the deliberate pace there, but they're not necessarily trying to get volume shots. They really want to get quality shots. They want to possess it and get quality shots. So just getting a multitude of shots is not really what they're going for.
Schaefer winding up and firing wide, and above the goal was Garrett Wiles.
Bang, bang. Back to 2.
Four minutes, 22 seconds to go. Ross pestered by Stifler. This is something head coach for Guerin, Charlie Berry, had said that in previous years the Golden Eagle offense had been very individual based, but this year, especially with Chris Schaefer stepping up into a facilitator role, they've been much more team oriented, and as a result, you have so far their best season in program history. Good defense by Will Ahern.
Exactly, and knowing that, that's why Guerin is Cathedral is playing the defense style that they are. But I also want to point out we had that broken stick earlier on the field, but everybody knows around here that Empire Lacrosse is your source for all things lacrosse. So anybody who needs a stick, head over to Empire Lacrosse. They were established in 2004, and our mission there is to recognize it as a leader in the industry, offering excellent service, competitive pricing, exceptional playing opportunities, from individual sales to team outfittings, leagues, and tournaments. Empire Lacrosse has everything you need to look good, feel good, play great. So visit us at 9700 Lakeshore Drive, East Suite B in Indianapolis, or online at empirelax.com. So go see Chris Berjou at Empire and go get yourself a new stick.
We're going to pause away. Keith Myers, I think we have another update down there.
Hey guys, our halftime guest today, Ryan Davis, the athletic director of Guerin Catholic, will be joining us, and Dave Woodwin, the principal of Cathedral, will be joining us at halftime. Looking forward to talking to those individuals. And I tell you what, the game is as tight as I thought it would be. Byron, what does Cathedral have to do to bust this thing open?
Well, Cathedral, I think, is at this point is with the time left on the clock here at 3:49. Cathedral's going to just stay patient here and kind of play, hold, serve. I think at halftime they'll make some adjustments and you'll see something a little bit different.
See, statistics so far up to date, Guerin Catholic has saved 8, Cathedral 3. Turnovers, a little bit in favor, barely in favor of Cathedral. They've had 5. The Golden Eagles have had 6 shots. It's in favor of Guerin Catholic now.
Oh, look at this, turn the corner.
12-10. Wilson doubles it back and will have to go and retrieve it.
Yeah, but notice Wilson broke that defense down and 2 guys slid. So I think those opportunities are starting to come open as the defense really pushes out for the Irish here. They're pushing out and really playing tight on their man.
Maybe a case of a little bit of impatience?
No, I think they I don't think that's impatience. I think that's confidence. I think they believe in their guys that strongly that they're willing to do that.
Gruber lobs it behind to Schaefer. He's got Wilson on his right. In front of him is Hitchcock, an excellent defender. Schaefer isn't able to get around him. Hitchcock stays right with him with the long stick. Schaefer fires, and it goes well wide, and here's the flag.
Flag on the field. You saw his neck snap back, Schaefer's neck snap back there. That was a hit to the head. That'll be a slash 1 minute. So another opportunity. This is just playing straight into the game plan for Guerin. Guerin's got to be ecstatic with the pace of play here, the time of possession, and the fact that they're getting shots, but they're not getting bad shots. They're taking very good quality shots.
So the All-State second teamer, Cameron Hitchcock, will take a knee on the sideline, get a little pep talk from the Cathedral coaching staff, and a man-up situation for Guerin Catholic.
What I'd like to see for Guerin here is to get a lot more movement off ball. They want to move it a little bit quicker, but I want to see more people move. Force this defense to react.
Having to go back and retrieve it is Euler. Been very involved in the offense so far. Number 2 in purple for Guerin Catholic. Winding up, Bellflower, and this one is pushed wide by Gomez.
Yeah, I think Gomez saw that all the way. I think it was probably better if that shot was wide than on goal, because I think Gomez would have sucked that up.
Here's an opportunity. Euler, this one is deflected off a player.
Yeah, but even though that shot is still considered a shot, even though it's deflected, so it's still a race to the sideline when it goes out of bounds. That one won by Guerin.
Hitchcock still on the sideline. He will be subbing back in momentarily. Not wanting to waste this man-up situation. So far, Guerin Catholic has had several and has not capitalized on any yet. Schaefer. Bellflower.
Yeah. They need to make these decisions quicker if they want to capitalize. There it is. That's much better. They're getting the defense moving now. They forced the defense to rotate, and they were able to find a guy. So, again, it was Schaefer with the assist, finding who was that on
John
the goal?
Bellflower.
Bellflower on the goal. So that's awesome. So huge goal there. Again, to regain the lead. This has been a really tight game. I'm real happy to see that.
155.
So you want to
tight we go. Here's the face-off.
Here's the face-off. Schaefer, by the way, assisted on all 3 goals.
This is going to be a great shot.
Yeah, let's see if Sutton can win one.
Nope. It's Bedich. And the last 2 times, or every time Guerin has scored so far, Cathedral has been Johnny on the spot, right back at it. Bedich.
Yeah, well, Bedic will win you those face-offs, but what's really important is Sutton is tying him up for a long enough period of time that they're getting wings in there, so they're not getting extreme play. And here comes Denon looking, ooh.
Right off the top of the
Really good
stick
pass
of Nicholas
inside.
Lepresti.
Yeah. And then a thrown ball away, and this is going to be another broken play. These are very dangerous situations. Cathedral could really find an opening here.
It'll be Denon running the point up top.
And they just got smart and settled down as Denon directs traffic.
Firing off the shoulder of Charlie Storty.
Is that Storty?
And now working over to the side, it'll be Maher. 56 seconds to go in this first half. You heard from Keith Myers, who he'll be visiting with at halftime. We're excited to have those guests. Great first half, I would say. Not at the tempo that Cathedral wants it to be. The score is not where Cathedral wants it to be, but a very evenly played contest so far.
But it's exactly where Guerin wants it to be. I mean, they want to force a slow game, force the defense, make good plays like this slide right here, force the extra pass, and then settle up and play defense again. Good tip pass.
Just short-armed it. And coming away with it is A.J. Miller.
And then Simzak back out to Miller.
And
looking
now,
upfield.
Time running down, 19 seconds to go. Loose ball bounding back towards Miller, who scooped it over his shoulder. Picked up by John Bellflower for Guerin Catholic. 8 seconds to work for the Golden Eagles. 6 seconds to survive for Cathedral. 4, 3. It's getting bleak. 2, 1. And that will do it, folks.
Wow.
The first quarter, the first half coming to a close. 3-2. Guerin Catholic leads Cathedral. We'll see what's coming up next in the second half here on Indiana SRN, the exclusive home of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinal.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Welcome back to the lacrosse semi-state. It's on Indiana SRN. I'm Keith Myers, and we are pleased to have the athletic director of Guerin Catholic, Ryan Davis. You guys earned the lead, 3-2. Surprise?
You know what? Coach Barry does a great job preparing our kids. So if you were to judge the result from earlier in the year, yeah, it would be a surprise. But they've been playing well as of late. I called Coach Barry after they beat Culver last week. And I said, "Do you think the Cathedral game was a turning point for you?" You know, and he goes, "Yeah," and they played some tournament teams following that loss, and so no, I'm not surprised. We're ready to play.
Yeah, and you know, you come in as an underdog here, the 5th seed. I watched the Culver game and I watched the replay, and I tell you what, that overtime, there was the kids just played, and it seemed like they got in that rhythm, got to score, and got the championship, and that's a big win when you're playing up at Culver.
Well, you know, it speaks to the growth of the program. We could not be more pleased with how boys lacrosse has grown. Really, both boys and girls lacrosse at Guerin Catholic has grown, but it really is an indication of our program being able to keep growing, to keep raising the bar. You know, being in our first Final Four in boys lacrosse is it's truly a testament to the hard work put in by coaches and players.
If people don't know Ryan is the new athletic director of Guerin Catholic. Took over from Matt Lang. Matt Lang, listening and watching the broadcast tonight, already made fun of me and my shorts of the opening act, but that's okay. I'll get Matt back. But great spring for your program. The girls softball program did well. The baseball team did very well. We covered the classic tournament and had great reviews with that, and we are part of your media team this year, waiting for the football season to start. But what a great spring you guys have had.
Yeah, again, it's an indication of where our athletic program is going. I think we're so pleased with the results. You know, we were leading the Circle City Conference in spring sports. You know, I wish I could be down in Bloomington tonight to see our track runners, Billy Frudenthal, who's running the 300 hurdles, and Quentin Gallagher, who's Mr. Everything in running, running down there tonight. So it's a good problem to have, to be so busy here in the spring.
The fall is coming up before we know it, in football season and volleyball and all those things that's going on. You do not take the summer off. In fact, I think your vacation is at Guerin Catholic this year. After I talked with you a couple of times, I think we'll have lunch in your office.
You know, I had spent 8 years as a teacher, and so a lot of my friends and family, you know, they're asking me about the end of the school year, and they go, you happy for the summer to be here? I go, well, there's a lot of work to be done to prepare for next fall, and we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to a number of opportunities to be broadcast on Indiana SRN, to get our program and get our school and our community as many eyes on it as possible. So yeah, we're blessed to be able to be in that position.
And we're blessed with you being part of our new team and looking forward to that. Looked at the football schedule, a very interesting football schedule. We played Michigan a couple times. I'm glad that's not away. I'm glad that's home, but should be a fun time. You can check out the webpage of Indiana SRN as the whole entire fall schedule will be posted here in a couple of weeks, as Ryan and I will be working through all of those things. If you don't see them on TV, you're going to get to see them on radio, hear them on radio, so we appreciate your time. I got a guest coming back up that you might know.
Who may that be?
It's some guy from Cathedral.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm in trouble.
How are you doing?
We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Welcome back to the halftime show. It's Keith Myers along with our special guest, Dave Woodwin, the principal of Cathedral High School. This is an old hat. We've done football, we've done basketball together. I think we did volleyball a little bit with each other, and now we're doing lacrosse. What else do you watch? Do you watch swimming, all those things? I mean, you're the busiest principal in the state of Indiana.
Well, Keith, what I'd like to do is try to get to at least one of the sports every week or two or whatever, and you rotate it around because we got so many kids who love sports, but then we got the theater and we got choir and we got all kinds of fun things. So I love to see the kids perform and see our fans, and especially when we're outdoors. It's springtime, so it's great to be outside. I can work on my walking and
your
moving.
tan.
And my tan,
There you
yeah, what
go.
the heck. You know?
Let's talk a little bit about this game. A 3-2 Guerin lead. Guerin is the upstart of the lacrosse season this season. Your team has won state championship after state championship. What do you have in store for the second half? What do you think Coach is going to have to do?
Well, I don't know much about lacrosse, so I don't know about the X's and O's. I do know that Guerin is an upstart. They are, coming along really well. I looked at the record. They got a great record. And some people were saying, that really wasn't an upset when they beat Culver. They said they were a better team than them. So I think, you get a school with a lot of pride, that certainly Theodore Guerin has, and they're going to come out every night. And you can see right here, they're not backing down to anything. So I think our guys will hopefully come out, and if they got to make some adjustments, I'm sure Coach will figure that out to try to get back in the game.
We're going to put your principal hat on you real quick. How's the school season ending? Graduation's already been done. You're excited about that. How's the fall season looking?
It's going great, and well, we start summer school next week, so we're going to have 180 kids that are going to be in the summer school. Plus, we have a camp Cathedral. We got kiddos that are in different kind of camps, both athletically and academically and performing arts. So it's a busy place. So coming Monday again, you're not going to notice it any different than it was during the school year.
I'm going to stop by your office on Tuesday to pick my 100th anniversary shirt because now it's 101, so now I can wear it.
You can wear it.
I appreciate it very much.
Very
Dave,
good, Keith.
thank you very much.
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
sir. Enjoy.
We'll come back with Jonathan and Byron when we get back. It is 3-2 at halftime. Guerin Catholic leads Cathedral. We'll be.
Thanks to Rick McIntyre and McIntyre Imaging for their support of Christian radio and sports. Their service is capturing moments in time and images that provide a record of the celebrations, blessings, and gifts the Lord has given. McIntyre Imaging Products gives their clients a snapshot of life for family and future generations. You may reach Rick and his staff at McIntyre Imaging at www.mcintyreimaging.com.
You heard from Keith. I'm Jonathan. Byron's to my right. Welcome back, everybody, getting ready for second half action here on Indiana SRN, home of the IHSLA semifinal. And Byron, you're staring at that stat sheet.
I am staring at the stat sheet. A couple of things that stand out for me is the first thing is Guerin saves. You know, we talked about early in the game that Simzak had to have a really big game. He's got 8 saves versus the 2 goals against. So that's an 80% save percentage right now. If he can keep that up, they're going to definitely stay in that game. The other thing that I find that's interesting is the turnovers. We have 6 turnovers for Guerin, but the 8 turnovers for Cathedral are the ones that really stand out to me. They're winning the faceoffs, but they've made some turnovers. So you've got faceoff wins going to Cathedral, but the time of possession's in favor of Guerin. So those things really stand out, which is why we have an even game. Fairly even stats, fairly even game.
Most outstanding player of that first half, Chris Schaefer. Is it a contest on that?
No, 3 assists. He's assist all of them, but perhaps you want to point out Simzak in goal.
Oh, that's true. It's been a very impressive showing by Guerin Catholic everywhere but the face-off X. See Bedic almost win another. Still contested.
But look at that.
Contested.
Sutton held him up long enough to let the wings get into play, and now it's a scrum, and it's a 50-50 battle that they win. So look at that. They come out with the win.
And who comes out with it but Chris Schaefer? He and Nick Simzak, the stars of the game, and that pass deflected off the stick of Lucas Carrico.
Boy, if that pass had gone through, I think that Kyle Wilson's gets a really good rip from there.
This is the Aspen Creek Grill third quarter. Try the powwow shrimp, everybody. That's Aspen Creek Grill, exit 210 on I-69. Excellent food, and we're happy to have their sponsorship. They have been a loyal sponsor of Indiana SRN for a long time.
Wow, that Pow Pow Shrimp's really good. They live up there by Hamilton Town Center, and my wife and I go there from time to time. It's those are really good. They got some grilled fish there that's really excellent as well. So we see the offense at Guerin again being really patient. Looks like they're playing with a little bit more urgency though, but still patient.
That is Euler, number 2, pushed away by Kroluski. That matchup has been very beneficial for Cathedral. We haven't seen much of Griffin Euler, who's been a tremendous threat for Guerin Catholic this postseason. Kroluski in that short stick has been on him very tightly this game. And here's Schaefer firing and saved by Gomez.
Boy, that defense,
now.
Defense really, really tight. They're pressuring the ball a little bit more, and I think the Cathedral Irish here being down, they're not panicking, but I think they're going to try to up the pace here.
And here is our first opportunity to see any halftime adjustments, or will it?
As the turnover.
Errant pass will go in favor of Guerin Catholic, and so at another possession, Guerin Catholic dominated the time of possession this game and dominating it here at the beginning of this third quarter.
Yeah, and I think that's really a cause because the turnovers are coming from Cathedral, and that is uncharacteristic of them. So I wonder if they're going to be able to get their head straight here, or if the game plan is going to be wear them down, and the Golden Eagles are going to keep grinding on them.
Slowly, calmly, hopping back and forth. It is Euler. Now he begins his attack and a fire and a shot, and is pushed wide by Gomez. And it's a race to the ball, and it will stay with the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, and in the hands of Schaefer, which is exactly where they want it.
Guerin Catholic, the 5 seed in this tournament, had to upset Culver at home, at Culver.
Yeah, in overtime. So that's a big win for them. First time to the Final Four. I thought the bright lights of the big game here was really going to get to them, but they are sticking to their game plan.
As Wilson loses the ball right when we were talking, his ears must have been his ears were burning.
Yeah, he tried to do one of those Terminator moves made famous by Mikey Powell, where he does like a crossover move, but he brings this ball underneath the stick instead of over the top, and he just rolled it out of his own stick. It looked like.
Looking to get it across midfield is Carrico, and he does so.
Yeah, we're going to see if there's any more urgency here by Cathedral.
Needlinger, this shot is wide.
Backed
Still
up.
in play. Matthew Denon will pull back.
Notice right away, they didn't take a lot of time. They didn't settle down. They went right to the goal. They're going to go right at them. Now they're going to change up some guys, try and get fresh bodies on the field, and then go at them again. I think you're going to see a little bit more of an intense pace from the offense here of the Irish.
Good crowd on hand for this, the first semifinal of the IHS LA. The championship game is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Same venue, same everything. But we'll see.
Different teams.
We'll see which one of these joins it. Guerin Catholic leads this one, 3-2. Cathedral, after a very aggressive first act of this quarter, now Baratic behind the goal, out front. Denon finds a window, and it's saved by Simzak.
Simzak again on that save, and that's a right-handed shot from Denon. That was really good defensive read. You saw the intensity pick up. There was a lot more dodging, a lot more ball movement. I think you're going to see a little bit more from Cathedral there. So the ball was out of bounds. It looks like Guerin calls a timeout.
So 3-2 the score, 8 minutes, 3 seconds to go. And who do you want to hear from, Byron?
Well, who do I want to hear from?
Yeah, who do you want to hear
Well,
from?
I think that everyone knows that the East Coast has got, more specifically Long Island, has really good lacrosse. Well, good news here is that Midwest Express has come. It's the Long Island Express is bringing their club team here, right here to the Midwest, and they're going to be fielding boys, youth, and high school teams starting in the fall. They're committed to providing top-tier coaching in the Midwest. They're going to employ coaches from some of these top teams here, along with Indianapolis University. So Midwest Express club team, post-high school club teams. So we can play in the offseason with those guys, and they're really good. Out of the timeout with Dunwoody with the ball.
And Dunwoody aggressively pestered the crease before playing it back to Denon. This pass wide of Kevin Baratic. Now
another turnover, a lot of unforced turnovers.
10?
Yeah, we're 10. That is very uncharacteristic of Cathedral. So credit to the defense there to try and make them double think. And there's another down ball. Let's see what happens here if this ride.
This is Needlinger coming out with it for the Cathedral Fighting Irish in the gold helmets. By the way, you can't see him or hear him, but Steve Kinney doing the statistics for us. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, former coach at Heritage Christian did an excellent job there, brought his team to the playoffs. Suffered a lot of injuries, but battled through there for still getting a 14 seed going into the playoffs. So kudos to him, and thanks for being here to help us out.
It's Christopher White, number 2. Baratic, number 21 in gold. 3-2, 7 minutes to go here in this third quarter, as a little raucous cheer as the Carmel Greyhounds off camera have left the locker room to go and prep for their game 2. That's coming up next. Carmel and Hamilton Southeastern, they don't like each other, but we'll have every minute of it for you.
Yeah, well, both of those teams are lined up on the fence, and I think they're shocked by this score like everybody else.
And a goal for Cathedral. It bounced in. Christopher White by himself.
Wow, we were talking at halftime about with Coach Kenny over here, who's helping us with stats, and his point was he sees Cathedral as to be a very man-on-man team there offensively, and they're trying to do it individually, and that individually there is exactly what happened, and this time it paid off, even though Simzak got a piece of it and deflected into the goal. So Cathedral comes and ties this game up, and we got ourselves a ball game again.
This is the little room for error for Guerin Catholic, and the score is even. Back tied at 3, although Guerin has responded well in these situations in another face-off win. Second consecutive for Sutton as he falls down, a flag comes flying.
That'll be a push with possession, so that's actually going to be awarded. Since he had the ball there, he was pushed with possession. That's going to be a 30-second penalty on just when we thought the momentum may have shifted. Guerin gets the ball back both on the face-off and then gets awarded a penalty.
Here's a replay of the goal.
So let's take a look at that as we get that ball. Oh, that's just deflected off of Simzak. I think Simzak really saw that, and I think if he had it clean, I think it hit the base of his stick and deflected in. So good goal there for Cathedral to tie it up. But momentum back here to Guerin. And I say momentum. They like it slow, so the momentum may not be fast, but it is in their favor.
It's deliberate, I think, is one of the ways to describe it.
That is an excellent way to describe it.
For the second time this game, taking a knee on the sideline is Matthew Denon.
Yeah, he's known for doing that.
Schaefer up top and firing. Euler, and it skips in! 4-3, Guerin Catholic.
Wow, what an exceptional shot there. Boy, he was able to just find some room. He had his hands free. He was able to step down, and instead of trying to overpower the goalie with just a shot, he does a really long bouncer, which is really hard for Gomez to read coming off the turf. So excellent play by Euler. Nice shot. Way to find the seam.
And that, Byron, the 4th assist of the game for Chris Schaefer.
That's amazing. 4 assists so far. We knew he was a facilitator, and we knew Euler was a finisher, and those two put that together right there.
Jerry, hold the clock for a couple seconds.
So we definitely have a situation where the momentum is kind of staying here with Guerin. That deliberate pace is really paying off as Bedic wins for Cathedral.
Guerin had won 2 consecutive ones, and here's a little hip check, and that's going to come back and haunt Guerin Catholic.
Is it? Do you see a flag down there?
There is. A little delayed. It was Colin Bilbrey got popped by one of the Golden Eagles. I think it was Simon Paris.
So we'll have to see what that is called there, because he just ran through the pick is basically what happened.
Now here's Matthew Denon fresh off the sideline. Working inside, and it's wide of Needlinger, but looking to wide up was Sam Bedic. Be able to play it back to Krolewski instead.
Yeah, that's a play that actually Cathedral really wants. They want to dodge with their guy, break down the defense, make the defense react to them, and find the open pass. What they've just been missing, those open passes.
All right, 5-on-5. Krolewski will play it out to the side and to the wing to Maher.
6-on-6.
Well, the numbers.
Oh, number 5. I got you. I thought you were talking about the number of guys on the field.
No, this is what we call a special observation by the play-by-play guy.
Oh, outstanding.
But he is right. Byron is correct. There are 6 players playing against each other.
But Jonathan was also correct. It was player 5-on-5. So there you go.
And number 7 shot goes well wide. Here's a replay of the goal.
Yeah, that last goal here. Well, let's see what we got here. Well, we're still live as guys are coming off the field. That was Tanner Dunwoody taking that shot that had gone wide. Haven't seen. I expect a little bit more with him. That knee brace has slowed him down. So we're in a little bit of a delay here as they called that penalty.
Dunwoody is one of the Fighting Irish players who will be playing at Lindenwood, and Lindenwood is represented very well in these semifinals. They have 3 players from these teams, these 4 teams. Tanner Dunwoody from Cathedral, Nick George from Carmel, Cam Smith from Hamilton Southeastern. Not a bad recruiting class for Lindenwood.
Not a bad, and I saw their coach sitting in the stands earlier today, so he's here looking at his prospects, get a good chance to watch this. So let's see if Cathedral can capitalize on this.
Here's Dunwoody. From the bad angle, and it's off the chest of Simzak.
Boy, Simzak is just standing on his head. I know that that's a hockey term because goalies literally do that in hockey, but in this case, he is just having an outstanding game, just like we knew he'd need to.
And a break for Cathedral, and the flag is thrown. It'll be corralled by Needlinger.
And they blew that dead because I think it's against Cathedral. So we're going to have to see what happens here.
Speaking of seeing.
Oh, here's that goal as Schaefer takes that. And look at that bouncer. See how he bounces just at the edge of the crease and bounces up to the top shelf? That's a very, very difficult save to make for Gomez. So great shot by Euler and an excellent feed by Schaefer.
We see 2 yellow hankies laying on the field. There they are.
So the referees actually are having a conference out here to try and figure it out. But right now I'm only counting 4 guys on the field for Guerin.
Yeah, there's Simon Paris is off on the side.
So he's taking a knee and feeling shame. So
We
it's
thought
going to be
his penalty was coming earlier.
It's going to be 6 on 4 right now. But I don't see a second guy in the box.
2 penalties on 1-9. Unnecessary roughness.
So we got an unnecessary roughness. And we're waiting on the second one here to see what that call is. We see Simon Paris taking a knee, so that's got to be one of them. And then 19.
What was the second penalty? And his one was also earlier. That was the one we thought we saw earlier when he gave a little hip check to Colin Bilbrey.
Right, so Joe Heck there.
Joe Heck.
Yeah, Joe Heck there. So Joe Heck was behind the play. I think he slashed on that play in the corner there.
Also, Heck and Paris are the all-state defenders for Guerin Catholic. So they have lost both all-state defenders on this possession. 1-goal lead here late in the third quarter. A tremendous opportunity for Cathedral if they can make it count.
So this is actually a big deal because Joe Heck actually has 2 penalties on that play. He actually has an unnecessary roughness.
And Dunwoody scores!
That's really going to hurt. So only one of those is going to be released because he had 2 penalties. So Guerin is going to be a guy short here as this score gets tied up.
So 4-4, 4 minutes, 17 seconds to go. And an opportunity will continue to be very promising for the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, with Joe Heck still stuck on the sideline. That was Richie Kaluski on the assist.
Yeah, to Dunwoody. Dunwoody has a really hard shot. They think he has the hardest shot on the team. And when he gets his hands free there, he's able to just rip a shot. And when he gets his body moving, that's a big body. They're going to be real happy with him at Lindenwood.
Big face-off opportunity here. It's recently been going in favor of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles, but Bedich won the last one. Still a man-up situation for Cathedral.
Yeah, so they're going to be short one on the wing. So you're going to see Ahern over on the far side by himself. Let's see if Bedich either gets that to him or gets it to himself. So Bedich wins that out, goes right to Ahern as a
Nostradamus over here.
Well, that's what I would have done, right?
Exactly. Well, you're right.
Yeah, that's the way I would have drawn it up.
Back to Ahern, up top to Kralewski.
I'm sitting in the booth because the kids always did exactly the way I drew it up.
True story, sort of. Over to Dunwoody with the rocket arm. Back to Kralewski, who winded up but was
Look at that
cut
defense.
down from behind, and Kralewski will have to go and retrieve
Yeah,
it.
Berger, good. Thomas Berger there, really good double team, checking from behind. Got that stick out. Possession stays here.
Kralewski, two-man show, and in the first lead of the game for the Fighting Irish of Cathedral. Kralewski from Dunwoody, they hot potato back and forth, and is 5-4 Fighting Irish.
Well, they found a combo there that's going to work for them, right? It was Kralewski to Dunwoody and then Dunwoody to Kralewski, and a couple of really great shots. You can see Kralewski really with that step-down shot. It was a really hard one. It was excellent.
Here's some consistency. 1 goal apiece for Dunwoody and Kralewski, and 1 assist apiece. They have helped each other out.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good situation for them, and I think that you're starting to see that little bit of urgency there. You got a couple of guys really working hard, and that penalty is not released yet, even after that goal.
And
so
back in the top of your screen, you can see purple jersey, white shirts, Joe Heck still on the sideline, not out of trouble, not out of the danger zone yet, as Cathedral wins another face-off.
So that unnecessary roughness penalty was non-releasable, which means Cathedral can score as many as they want until that penalty is released.
Needlinger, Kralewski, who had the last goal, slows it down. He'll play it to his main mate, Tanner Dunwoody. Behind the goal, Denon up top. Kralewski fires, saved by Simzak.
Yeah, outlets at Berger here, so Berger and Simzak are going to try and work it here. See if they can get Denon in trouble.
And here's Euler trying to clear it. Does so.
Ooh.
And this is on Needlinger.
Yeah, that was on Needlinger because Needlinger did that butt end. He stabbed him with the butt end there and broke his own stick. Yeah, so he's going to have to head off to Empire and Lacrosse, go get a new one.
That adds insult to injury.
So, yeah, but the possession hasn't changed, so the flag's still on the thing. This is a free play here. So they can score a goal and get a penalty if they want.
Euler behind the cage. Schaefer skips it wide.
Oof, that was so close. If he had taken one more step above the goal line extended, I think that might have gone in. But that was a free possession. Good play by them. The penalty's now going to go on Niedlinger. And Niedlinger might have to head back off to Empire Lacrosse, established in 2004. So we'll have to go get that. So let's take a look at this goal here. Yeah, another bounce shot. So every time they seem to be shooting high or waist high or above over there at Simzak, he seems to make the saves. The ones that are going in the bounce shot. So if they keep doing that, I think that'll be good. So it looks like this is going to still be with Joe Heck's penalty.
Yeah, so it's even strength, but it's 5-on-5. Hey, it's that 5-on-5 we were talking
It
about.
is 5-on-5, so it's actually 5-on-5 players, not just the number on the jerseys. Yeah, exactly.
But so that could happen too.
That can happen, especially here with 5-on-5. We might have 5-on-5
I certainly hope so.
That would be excellent.
We just want to keep you all on the same page, folks. Thank you for joining us, by the way.
It's good to have you here.
Lacrosse Association semifinals on Indiana SRN.
There seems to be a little bit of a delay here. Somebody must have run off to Empire to get their lacrosse stick done. You know, they do individual sales, team outfittings, leagues, and tournaments. Empire Lacrosse has everything you need to look good, feel good, and play good. So visit them at 9700 Lakeshore Drive East, Suite B in Indianapolis, or at EmpireLax.com. So maybe Niedlinger is going over there to go get a stick.
He should. I mean, he has enough time in that delay.
He does. I think what they're trying to figure out exactly is how long Heck has. So they have released Joe Heck, which is what they were trying to figure out.
So man up for Guerin Catholic now. Euler. Bellflower. The patient approach now in this especially man-up situation. Great opportunity for Guerin Catholic to respond unless they turn it over. And
loose ball push.
Whistle. And it goes to Cathedral. So the opportunity wasted by the Golden Eagles.
It's Tanner Dunwoody over there at attack falling over. That was excellent dramatic effect that he did there. Because if you take a look at his physique, knocking him over is not easy.
He sold it well.
Yes, he did.
Will Ahern.
Will Ahern's had a big game. He's playing offense and defense.
Speaking of big games, Matthew Denon also been having a good one, especially big in the first quarter.
Look at him looking for feed.
Cut. Dunwoody scores!
There it goes.
6-4, Cathedral.
That's Denon breaking the defense down, beating his guy, switching to his left hand, making the slide come to him, then finding Dunwoody right on the GLE. Goal line extended, made him turn the corner, and Simzak is really upset with himself. I think he's either upset with himself or his defense, but he was banging his stick on the ground behind the play there.
Second goal of the game for Tanner Dunwoody.
So
Matthew Denon has 2 points now. That assist pairs with his one goal from much earlier in the game. And here's the Irish with a 2-goal lead, and with 1:30 left in this third quarter, Guerin Catholic in a situation where they have to respond from this 2-goal deficit.
Well, they kept Niedlinger in the bench, so it's going to be a face-off advantage, 3-2 here in the center, as we say Euler pick it up.
The third face-off win by Guerin Catholic. Euler lobs it up dangerously, and it's bounced away, and it's Ahern. Poor communication. And a whistle, however, it's going to
called interference. They called a moving pick there on Gruber.
Quickly moving, Isaac Ross. Clear path, looking to shovel it over, and it goes well wide of Kyle Wilson. Here's a replay of the goal.
Yeah, so we're going to see that dump down there, and then Dunwoody come around the crease. Yeah, Simzak didn't have much of a chance. I think he was stepping out, trying to take a look at the shot from Denon, and Denon made the pass. By the way, we also had a turnover while that replay was going on, so that ball's going to come back to Guerin.
It will be Bellflower.
Euler.
Back to Euler.
Euler.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I know.
He's frequently involved. Speaking of which, Garrett Wiles, haven't heard his name in a little while.
Wow, we're just really good with these play on words as we get a shot.
And a save by Gomez. The Cathedral fans react to that one, thrilled. And here's an opportunity, a little fast break for the Fighting Irish.
Unsettled situation here. Looks like they're going to settle it back down.
21 seconds left in this third quarter. A quarter dominated by the Cathedral
It's going to be
Fighting Irish.
Guerin by himself here. He's going to look for the slide. He's going to try and find the extra guy. Finds him
Speaking
backside.
of which, goal for Cathedral, 7-4.
John Petruzzi. John Petruzzi
Or
had
actually,
no goal.
Hold that thought. No goal. A crease violation.
Crease violation on John Petruzzi. So
Fooled all of us. 7 seconds. 7 and 6/10 seconds. So it is not 7-4. It is 6-4.
it is 6-4, but right there, you notice that the captain of the team, Denon, right there, number 22, he slowed the game down. He got the matchup he wanted. He beat his guy. He drew the slide, and then fed number 3, Petruzzi. Unfortunately, Petruzzi stepped in the crease, and now the referees are having a conversation over on the side again.
Believe I'm not an expert, but I think Andy Gruber probably disagreed with the call.
He did disagree with the call, I imagine, but they're asking for the time to be changed to 3.6.
And it has been done so.
So good job by the scorekeeper here, getting the referees getting it straight.
Not much time at all for Guerin Catholic.
Well,
3 and 6/10 seconds remaining. It's lobbed forward. It rolls out the back of the end zone of the football field, and that will do it for the third quarter. Cathedral roars back. 6-4 is the lead. You're watching Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinals on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Welcome back. You're watching the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinals on Indiana SRN. We've had a good first game so far, and we're going to hear a little bit more about it. Keith Myers speaking from the Light Tower, I think.
Yeah, the Light Tower is right. Good seat here. I tell you what, the Cathedral people are really up for this one. The team seems like they got a little pep in their step. You look at Guerin Catholic, not giving up at this, and the coach says, hey, we can get this done. Remember what we did at Culver. We can do it again here. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. This is the Burtner Electric's fourth quarter. Short circuits can zap you. Play it safe with Burtner Electric. That's the best. That's one of my favorite reads we've had. It's one of my four favorite reads.
Does
Top
it
four.
zap you? All right.
Top four.
Well, we've had a couple of broken sticks, so we can get out to Empire too. So go pick those sticks up. But here we are. It's starting the fourth quarter.
6-4, and the game had been played pretty much at Guerin Catholic's tempo, and the third quarter changed in favor, and a couple penalties against the Golden Eagles really helped Cathedral's cause in being able to get this lead for the first time.
Yeah, if you can get Joe Heck off the field, that's going to be a huge advantage.
If you can win the faceoffs too, as Kralewski is able to come out of the scrum with it.
There's your 5-on-5.
Yes, the fabled 5-on-5.
But I think what you're going to see here is Guerin is going to continue to play with confidence. This 2-goal game is not out of their range. This score right here is right in range for them. They don't want to see any team get over 10, so they've got Cathedral right where they want them, and they're playing at the pace that they like. And their defense has really held up well against these stellar players of Cathedral.
Dunwoody with his 2 goals scored so far this game. Where's number 7 for Cathedral? He's now had 7 goals. Those 2 give him 7 for the tournament.
Yeah, notice they've moved him down to attack. He was playing midfield earlier, and he's going to rotate around. Cathedral doesn't mind moving those guys around. Wherever they get the offense, they get it. And here he is again.
And a shot that's wide, and he's angry at himself. The chase down towards the sideline. Looks to be won by Paris for the moment, but no, swooping in is Nicholas Lepresti. Be rewarded with it.
So they're going to call
now.
Procedure call. They're going to turn that over. So it's going to go back to Guerin.
So here's Simzak.
I think they called a moving pick behind the play.
A minute and a half gone here in this fourth quarter. A good first game. The second game, we're excited about that one too. Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel. As the lob goes up to Berger. We'll work it through players. He's in trouble.
Berger's in trouble. Gets that checked out of his stick. Oof.
And it will go to Cathedral.
So the Cathedral faithful, we can start hearing them now. They're starting to pick up their voices in the audience here. It looks like the Guerin faithful are behind the bench.
And also on the far side of the field, you're about to see them come into your camera shot. There they are.
There they are.
There's Kralewski for Cathedral, Dunwoody. Those have been the two main players for Cathedral. This, at least the second half, as Denon will slow down the tempo.
Yeah, I think they definitely are just waiting to see who's hot. You know, they don't care who scores. They just want to make sure that it gets the job done.
As we said earlier, 6 Fighting Irish were in not only double figures, but 20 goal scorers. They had 10 in double digits.
Yeah, it's impressive numbers. So, but they, like I said, they're going to move this ball around. They're going to find the matchups they want. And here we go. Try and break the defense.
John Petruzzi. Inside Dunwoody turns and fires and almost hits a guy walking around. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, but that's exactly the style of offense they want. They want to use their athletes. They want to beat the guy in front of them. They want to make the defense react to them and then find the open guy after they slide off of him.
A couple of wild shots from Dunwoody, almost like heat checks in basketball.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to be leaving Dunwoody alone, though. So you're going to need to see a second slide or a backside fill or a better rotation there from Guerin if they're going to slow that bleeding.
9 minutes to go in this
Denon's
first semifinal. Denon dodges right, fires, and scores! Now it's 7-4. The Fighting Irish have 3 unanswered.
Yeah, that was a play right there where Matt Denon was just looking to get his left hand open. They gave him the right side, so he went down the right side and shot with his offhand, which is everybody else's strength, and was able to get that. Again, notice Simzak actually got a piece of that, so he's still in it mentally.
There's 2 goals scored by Denon. If you looked at goals allowed this postseason for Guerin Catholic, they have been allowing 6.5, so they're right at that range. But they need to lock it down here as the ball is under Bedich, scooped away by Guerin Catholic, and Paris comes out with it.
That's why he's honorable mention All-State. He's a good player, and that's a big win for them.
Abel wasn't able to tennis racket that one in, and going back to retrieve it is Gomez. And here looks to be a potential easy clear as Hitchcock for Cathedral works it up towards midfield, and there is Matthew Denon.
Yeah, Denon's definitely a leader on that field, and he's going to make the calls for what plays he wants to go when he hears from the coach. So.
And here's Cathedral now working the clock on that scoreboard. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. 3-goal lead for the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, the number 1 seed. Haven't lost a game since late March. And those 2 they lost were really good out-of-state teams.
Yeah, well, they clearly showed that even though they were down at halftime, they didn't panic. But it looks like there was a procedure on the substitutions behind the play, so that's going to be a turnover.
That will irritate Andy Gruber. And here's the replay of that goal.
Yeah, so here you're going to see that one. You see a piece. Simzak actually get a piece of that, and it deflects up in there. So that's a tough play. Oof.
And an errant pass well wide of number 24, Kyle Wilson. Can ill afford to have those mistakes here with 7 minutes, 44 seconds left.
Yeah, Guerin's going to have to get one of those characteristic long possessions and finish it with a goal to climb back into this thing. 3 goals is not out of their range. They don't want to get it to 10, but 3 goals differential here is something they can work with as Cathedral clears it.
That's Hitchcock, number 10, and all the players will head to the sideline. And I think that means we'll be heading to our own sideline. You are watching the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinals on Indiana SRN.
I think the best thing that our ministry offers is that when the women come in and they are pregnant and they've reached our scan dates, which are 6 weeks, 4 days to 14 weeks, we're able to image them with ultrasound.
Seeing the image on the screen and hearing a heartbeat clarifies that it is truly life and not just a clump of cells.
You can see babies sucking their thumbs. You can see them running their hands over their heads.
It shows them what God is doing on the inside that they don't feel or don't even think is real, but they see a real image of a real baby on the screen.
It just breaks my heart when a woman, no matter what her circumstances are, that she decides to end that intrauterine pregnancy, that she decides that she's better to go on her own without that baby.
Finals are tonight. 2 guys in Class A, hosted at Heritage Christian. St. Joseph's taking on Westfield, and Heritage Christian taking on Evan Bosse. And that's an 8 o'clock game. And at Hamilton Southeastern, Buff is taking on Carmel, and Evansville is taking on Noblesville tonight as well. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Keith. Here's Tanner Dunwoody and Cathedral looking for another opportunity. They got a 3-goal lead. Hot potato, and it's 4.
Who scored that one? Was that Needlinger? Yeah,
it was Needlinger.
That was Needlinger from Dunwoody, right? So that's that situation there where Dunwoody broke down the defense. The defense slid to him, and Needlinger sneaks in behind. So they're definitely on there. Coming out of that timeout, scoring a goal is a big deal, especially when we believe that they called that timeout because they were offside. So I think they got the timeout call before the offsides was recognized by the officials. So really smart heads-up play by the coaching staff at Cathedral, and then they made the timeout pay by scoring a goal off it.
We were expecting a strong offensive performance from Jack Needlinger. It's his first goal, first point. Tanner Dunwoody, 4 points so far today, 2 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, with the Irish, it could be from anywhere, and
here's
they
Sam
don't care.
Bennett.
Yep.
Wins another face-off. Guerin Catholic had a nice window there where they were winning. Got 3 of 4, but now Cathedral and Bedich are showing their dominance, and across midfield is Ryan Stifler. He's a good story. One of the many players on this Cathedral team that had to wait their turn before getting an opportunity to play in a game like this. They're Cathedral very deep with talent. They look to the clock, 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this first semifinal, and Guerin Catholic needing to defend and needing to manufacture 4 goals somewhere, but Matthew Denon could add to the hurt as he works inside and whistle.
Yeah, moving pick. So that pick wasn't clean. You've got to keep your feet still. You can't lean into the guy you're picking off. And Denon is having a little conversation with Terry Nichter. I think he's asking about what his favorite YouTube channel is, maybe.
That's Joe Heck feeding it up towards midfield, and scooping it around was Garrett Wiles, and this pass a little wild to Wilson. Guerin Catholic, again, they have 5 minutes and 55 seconds to save their season and go to their first final. Up top is Wiles.
Yeah, they're going to have to produce here to turn the tide here. They're going to have to come up with something here.
And this pass is another turnover, a sloppy play in this late going, really, this whole fourth quarter by Guerin Catholic. And Cathedral has taken advantage of it as they have capitalized on these opportunities. The clock is running, 5 minutes, 34 seconds to go.
That might be a function of experience. You know, you get mentally tired here when you haven't been here. Cathedral's been here quite a bit, and this is new for Guerin, so it can definitely wear on you.
Dunwoody behind. And we'll get it back. Clock's wrong. 5 minutes, 9 seconds to go. It's Denon. And way over Needlinger's head. That'll be Guerin Catholic ball.
Yeah, so I think Denton was trying to force a situation there where they really can just kill some clock in their advantage. So good stuff here for Guerin to try and climb back in.
Here's Bellflower for the Golden Eagles behind to a player who's been relatively quiet, Kyle Wilson, one of the main goal-scoring weapons for these Golden Eagles, and he's been quiet so far, and a beauty! Garrett Wiles.
Wow, that was
cut to 3.
That was an excellent dodge. Excellent dodge by Wiles. Wilson just kicked that out to him, and he was knew he had the short stick, so he just rolled to the front side, got top side on the goal, and made a good high to low shot. So excellent job there by Wiles in order to make that go.
That is Wiles' first goal of the game, his 3rd of this postseason. Make that point number 6.
So that's exactly what Guerin needed to climb back into this. We got a timeout for Guerin here, so they're going to talk this over. But I think they're going to use this momentum moving forward.
And you're watching the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinals on Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back, everyone. 8-5 in favor of Cathedral, but Guerin Catholic has got 1 back, and they need 3 more. And the win from the faceoff for Sam Bedic, again, he has been fantastic today at the faceoff X, and he's going to attack right away, but this one skips well over and well out of play, and actually into the net behind the goal, the field goal.
Oh, there you go. Does that count for a quarter of a goal or something?
I'm checking. And no.
Okay, there you go. No, Sam Bedic, they had 3 out of 4 there for a little bit, but when you're as good as he is, he's going to find out what you're doing. He's going to counter and get that back. Big thing for him, for Guerin, is to just tie him up long enough to get help. So, we knew they could play some make it take it here, but that was a situation where Guerin scored, so they got it back, so they can kind of control the momentum here.
Here's Baratic with 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the game. Cathedral with the 3-goal lead. In a quarter dominated by the Irish. Baratic fakes, dodges, shoots, saved momentarily by Simchak, but it bounces right back to Lepresti. And now Dunwoody. Man, he's had a tremendous second half for Cathedral.
Yeah, they moved him down to attack, and he's had a better game than he has up there at midfield, so it seems to be real comfortable down there on that left side.
Here's Christopher White. Again, no shot clock. Excuse me, down to Dunwoody. No shot clock in the IHS LA. Dunwoody wraps around, feeds down low. Baratic mishandled. It's loose. It's scooped up by Dunwoody. Fires and scores again! A hat trick for Tanner Dunwoody. And it's 9-5 Cathedral.
Boy, that's what happens. You get a little bit of time. They make some adjustments. One of the big adjustments that they made was to move Dunwoody down to attack, and he has just really blossomed down there. Obviously getting a hat trick in the second half here, and it's really stretched that lead here back to 4 for Cathedral.
That's a 5-point game for Tanner Dunwoody, giving him 10 points on this postseason. That his 3rd goal of this game gives him 8 for the postseason. He has shown up in the most pressure-packed moments, and with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go, it is a 4-goal lead for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, and we're going to see something new here. We're going to actually see Zach Sutton's brother, Ethan Sutton, try to do the face-off. That's going to be Thomas Berger with a long stick try to face-off to see if they can do something different here against Bedic and try and at least get a loose ball that they can go get.
Nope.
And Berger, yes, kept it on the ground, so at least they've got a challenge at it. but then it was picked up there by Cathedral. So it's 15-3 on the face-off wins, which is such a huge advantage.
That was one of the things that head coach Andy Gruber told us yesterday or a couple days ago is you want to be in that 60% range, ideally. And Cathedral has delivered when it comes to the face-offs.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and that makes a huge difference because now they control the tempo and the pace of the game.
Here's Dunwoody, plays it up top. A little bit of keep away here by the Fighting Irish, trying to protect their 4-goal lead. If you're just tuning in, it was much closer for the majority of this game. Very evenly played through the first half, evenly played at the beginning of the third quarter, and then Cathedral is able to start putting it on Guerin Catholic, who's making their first appearance in the IHS LA's Final Four.
Yeah, we don't have a shot clock, but the referees can call a stall warning. And now that there's only 2 minutes left to play, Cathedral will have to keep it inside the offensive box. And if they leave the offensive box, that will be an automatic turnover. So they're going to just try and kill this here and stay inside the box, which is going to be the red lines down outside the numbers, and Dunwoody turns the corner.
On Euler, another opportunity, give him 4. 10-5 Cathedral with 1:43 to go. 4 goals for Tanner Dunwoody, 2 assists. Add that up, that's 6 points for the big fella.
Yeah, they were trying to slow the game down, but if you're going to give him a crease, he's going to go take it. So they did have to stay inside the box to kill the time, but you give an opportunity to go to the goal. Tanner Dunwoody's going to go take it.
This, looking at Guerin Catholic, this was making this game.
Yes.
Was a goal for them this entire season. It's been a goal for a while, but it's been a breakthrough season for Guerin Catholic. Currently down by 5. Very tough situation for the Golden Eagles. With 1:43 to go. Another face-off win by Baratich. But it's a program-defining season for Guerin Catholic, being able to get to the stage, surpassing Culver in the quarterfinals. No small task at Culver.
Yeah, and Charlie's done a good job. This is his 3rd year there as the head coach, 5 years overall, and every year they've improved. And so now that the Cathedral's back in the box, they're going to have to keep it in there.
And here's Petruzzi. A shot off the post. As Dunwoody got popped and might have sold that one a little bit, but a bunch of flags fly. Got him right on the side of the helmet. And here's Keith Myers.
Hey guys, just a reminder, we have the championship game tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock right here at Buff High School. It looks like Guerin Catholic will take on either Carmel or Hamilton Southeastern, which is next. Just want to remind you, tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock right here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Keith. And next game for us is actually at 8 o'clock tonight. In a few minutes, we have a slash on Guerin Catholic. That'll be Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel. A very intriguing matchup, to say the least. Myers.
Absolutely. Those two teams don't like each other. They have a lot of offensive power. They have some really good goaltenders. It's going to be a great matchup. It was a 1-goal game in the regular season, so look forward to another headbanger between the two of those.
We'll give you an update on the time for that game to start. After this one is Cathedral needs to milk away 56 more seconds. It has been not very long since Cathedral was in the final. They played, of course, in, 7 consecutive?
They played 7 consecutive finals, yeah.
Those are all against Carmel. And that streak was broken last year.
Yeah, that streak was broken last year with an interesting thing where the numbers 3 and the 4th seeds both won to get there.
So the 1 seed is leading big here late, 27 seconds to go. Denon looking to kill the time. The Cathedral Fighting Irish entered this tournament the number 1 seed in the state. They played a very tough schedule. One of the tougher ones. You could also say Carmel played a brutal one, but Cathedral handled it better. They were 18-2 entering. They have 10 seconds left. It's Matthew Denon will possess the ball now, and the Guerin Catholic will play off with 3, with 2, and the Fighting Irish of Cathedral will play for their 5th state title tomorrow night.
Oof. Big win for the Irish. They were very patient in that. They were playing at Guerin's tempo. Guerin has nothing to hang their heads about. They got their game plan executed, and they kept that game close. And then just the overwhelming depth of the Irish, I think, really what done it. a tribute to that coaching staff to make a couple of adjustments. Things like moving Tanner Dunwoody down to attack really paid off for them. And congratulations to the Irish moving forward.
And again, for Guerin Catholic, who we're seeing right now, a banner season, however you look at it, ends in heartbreak. They had their opportunities. They played well in the first half. But Cathedral, when it got pushed, came to shove, we saw their championship medal as they were able to drive away and then about midway through that third quarter.
Yeah, when you go to as many Final Fours as they have, they're just going to have that mental toughness. And one of the things that I like about lacrosse here is that we're going to see is these kids, after this hard-fought game, are going to be shaking their hands with the opposing team. And I think that just shows the level of sportsmanship that's here. So really excited to see that. And, congratulations to Cathedral moving on. And like you said, a banner year for Guerin Catholic. And congratulations to Charlie Berry.
Some final statistics from this game. Cathedral, Guerin had more saves and a phenomenal performance by Nick Simchak, 11-5. Cathedral outshot Guerin 29-18. And they were even on turnovers, and that's something Guerin needed to have an advantage on. We do want to let you know that to watch our second game, which we hope you all do, we will be stepping away to reboot our feed. And all that you have to do, this is really easy, is just log off and click on the same link to catch our second game between Carmel and Cathedral. Game 2 starts in 20 minutes time, or at least our broadcast will start in 20 minutes time. And we want to give a big shout out to our crew for this game. Producer was Jerry Collins, camera work Riley Thomason, Teresa Coker, and Grant Nelson. Our statistician was Steve Kinney down there. You can't see, but I'm pointing at him. Sideline reports were by Keith Myers, our analyst, Byron Stankus. And my name is Jonathan Mathis. And we thank you very much for tuning in for this first game. Cathedral is going on to the championship game tomorrow night. 6 o'clock is when they'll play next. But Carmel and Hamilton Southeastern will take the field next. You are watching the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association semifinals on Indiana SRN.